Final Fantasy VII Remake. Stop saying it's episodic or incomplete. At some point during the development of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, one of the devs mentioned that the game might end up being episodic due to the scope of the project. That was a while back, can't even find a source for who said that, but my sources do trust me, for now. But later on, we found out that the release we were getting was going to be just the Midgar section of the original title. Just that. Some people took issue with this, because that's approximately the first quarter or third of the game. According to people on forums, the Midgar section of the original roughly takes about 5 hours to complete, give or take a couple of hours depending on if you're rushing or taking your time. That, in turn, would give some people the idea that they are not getting a full experience with this release. That's not the case at all. Calling it episodic or incomplete was a great mischaracterization. That might have been said at some point, but that's not what the end result actually is. Unlike the new Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually long. Very long. What you are looking at is a 30 to 40 hour complete experience. That's right, according to How Long to Beat. That sure as hell looks like a length of a complete game, doesn't it? It's not stuffed with garbage either. What they did was build upon everything that happened in OG Midgar. Bits that were one-off comments became full conversations. Characters that were one-dimensional now have far more depth added on. The script is new and fresh. The structure of the game takes on a more modern experience than the linear path of the original. No, it's not open world, thank God. We don't need any more of those. But it has hub locations where you can go around collecting side quests and other fun tidbits. I mentioned before that I haven't picked this game up yet because I have several games occupying my time. I've never played the original either, so I could be full of shit. But from what I've seen in the demo content and what I'm seeing in the reviews, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a complete experience with a guaranteed sequel. Probably a trilogy. Final Fantasy XIII became a trilogy, and it was a complete game before the sequels were added on. Albeit the 13 trilogy was very unnecessary, it's confusing. I fully expect Final Fantasy Remake to do the same. To get the whole story you appear to be chasing is going to last for something close to a decade. Either way, this game isn't the first episode or a chapter. It is the first whole game in a new series. Come at me in the comments if you disagree. Fallout 76 Wastelanders is out, and I totally forgot. You know, I feel like gamers have been really apathetic as of late. We finally get Half-Life 3, sort of, and everyone shrugs. We get a remake of the most beloved Final Fantasy VII, and judging by the comments on my previous section, people have several misgivings about the release, to put it mildly. Now, we have the game fixer everyone has been waiting for. The massive failure of a game, Fallout 76, has finally done the unthinkable. It's become an actual Fallout game with quests and plot and NPCs. You know, Fallout stuff. The brand new free Wastelanders campaign is available to all owners of Fallout 76. Here's the thing. It has also been relisted as Fallout 76 Deluxe Edition, with the store icon changed to a new Wastelanders icon. The game is back at full price right now at $60 or so they would make you think. The Wasteland update is free. This Deluxe Edition is just giving you all the fluff and crap you don't need. Search harder and you'll find the Vanilla Edition of Fallout 76 for $40. I'm sure you can find it cheaper on like a disc or used somewhere. You can probably find tons of discs on eBay. Reminder that if you own a Fallout 76 on disc, the disc is basically just a 520 megabytes license file. The game is all download, at least on Xbox, not sure on the exact numbers for PS4 and PC. Still no announcement if we'll be getting it on the Nintendo Switch, as if that's actually happening. I purposely avoided reviews for several reasons. I wanted to go into this first expansion blind. with a fresh frame of mind, as I haven't touched the game since they did the nuclear winter mode at first, which was oddly a decent part of the game. I'm sure there are plenty of opinions, hot takes, and reviews pouring into the net as we speak. So, are you gonna go back to play it? Did you get rid of your copy? Are you no longer interested? Have you seen the reviews? Come at me in the comments. Let's move on. Doom. There's only one game type? I've been thoroughly enjoying Doom Eternal. Except for any bit with the Marauders, screw those guys. But yeah, it's fun. Beat the game, I've been going back through it, finding secrets and collectibles. Only problem is I started getting a little bored of it, so I checked out Battle Mode. Only recently have I gotten more comfortable with multiplayer games, which is weird because when I was younger, I played the hell out of Quake 3 Arena. I used to do Splatoon 2 videos before the Splatfests ended. I digress. I didn't pay any attention to the promo stuff regarding Doom Eternal's multiplayer, so I had no idea what was in store for me. It's kinda cool. Kinda. But there's only one game type in battle mode. One Slayer versus 2 Demon. That's it. You have some decent tutorials on how to play as the demons, but you can't really get a feel for them until you've played a few matches. Problem is, I'm having a hard time finding matches. You can select to play as a demon or a slayer if you want, sure. But more often than not, if I try to pick what I want to play as, the game will search for a match for only 15 seconds before giving up. Like really? Can't just keep searching? I was only able to start when I selected Quick Match, which randomizes being a demon or the slayer. I should note that also took several tries. I prefer to be a support type character, and while that is available, the small intimacy of a 3-person match is a far cry from the 64-person battlefield, where I get to be a medic and just heal people who are better at the game than me. So could be better I guess. But now, sorry for burying the lead, but where's the rest? That's really it for Doom? There's no co-op horde mode? Really? That seems like the most obvious idea. You and other slayers face down, a constant onslaught of demons that get harder and harder until you're left fighting 3 marauders, 3 doom hunters, and a baron of hell with only 3 shotgun shells left and not enough zombies to refill your ammo, so you all panic and die. Sounds like a blast, right? Well, where is it? Horde mode is not an original game mode by any means. And in a world where even Forza Horizon gets its own Battle Royale mode, I'm not joking, you figure that a Horde mode, which has also been around, would be a first go-to. Oh god, are they making a Doom Battle Royale? I really hope they don't do that. Maybe I'm being too picky. It's just really weird that there's only one game mode and nothing else. Do they even have a roadmap? Okay, give me 1 second. So I stopped to look and see if there's planned DLC. Looks like there is, but it appears to be single-player content. Well, that's fine by me, I guess. I'd still like a horde mode, though. Can we please maybe get it? Do you want a horde mode? Have you had a hard time with matchmaking? Come at me in the comments. Next segment. Let's talk about GameStop's ridiculous pandemic behavior. You've probably seen the myriad of shit they've tried to pull. Maybe you're used to them taking advantage of you? I've not met one employee who likes working there personally when it comes to GameStop. But they're repeatedly putting you in danger with wanton abandonment of respect and dignity. They do not even try to hide the fact that they are more concerned with profits than you. At least other companies use corporate jargon to justify themselves, but not GameStop. Go to work, ignore the law, buy your own hand sanitizer, buy your own Lysol, and now my personal favorite, tape plastic bags over your hands. Stop. Just stop it. GameStop is on life support, and it's a matter of months before they tank even harder. I'm experienced. I witnessed the death of MovieStop firsthand. They were literally GameStop but for movies, and they were wholly owned by GameStop until the last few years of their existence, where they broke off to form an LLC. And they committed acts of desperation. And after act of desperation number 3, I bailed on them. Turns out they closed approximately 1 year later. GameStop has been firing off non-stop acts of desperation for months. Read the signs. You, an employee of a heinous organization, need to get out. Have some self-respect. Have some integrity. Need the money? Yeah, so do 6.6 million other people. You also need to be alive to spend the money, don't you? Get out. This disease will end, and so will GameStop. Other big box retail organizations are going to see GameStop on your resume, and they're going to know just how poorly you were treated. It's a testament to your endurance. Why did you leave? They ask. Well, you didn't see any future prospects in staying there. GameStop doesn't seem to have any future prospects either. The time you can spend at home doing literally anything else is more valuable than the peanuts they are tossing at you. Your time is valuable. Leave now. You will be glad you did. I guarantee it. Assassin's Creed tattoos. This one's slightly personal, but here we go. I've been asked a few times why I don't have any tattoos. I don't have any super strong opinions on them. I just cannot imagine a single thing I like so much that I would like it permanently engraved on my body. Also, I'm a bit of a fat ass right now, so the idea of getting a tat might look weird or wrinkled when I lose weight, assuming I do that. Haha, fat. But I digress. An ex of mine wanted to get a Boston Bruins tattoo. She was a huge Bruins fan. I asked, what if you stop liking the Bruins? The team isn't a permanent fixture, and the team has seen many great athletes come and go. I didn't tell her not to get it, just literally expressing the same concern to her. What if you change your mind? What if I change my mind? Laser removal exists, but I've looked it up and it's hardly the best eraser. Look it up, it's not great. I'm a gamer, as you guys might have figured out. I run this website called Hard Mode Gamers, you might have heard of it. But is there a game with a logo I'd like burned onto my arm or back? Jet Set Radio Future is my favorite game ever. But it's too esoteric for me to get a tattoo. But then there's Assassin's Creed. I was on board with Assassin's Creed since the first game. I only briefly lost faith when Unity came out, and the only time I missed a mainline game was when Origins came out, because I had handed that off to someone else to review for the webpage. But the first game came out in 2007. It's a big fixture in gaming. Hell, it was probably the game that changed Ubisoft's game design strategy for the foreseeable future. Think about it. But I'm already aware people have assassin tattoos. Here's the real question overall. Are Assassin's Creed tattoos cringe? Because honestly, if I were to get one, I would probably get the assassin logo. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. That's a surprisingly poignant mantra. I really identify with their ideology, freedom and whatnot. But a tattoo? I don't know. That sounds pretty cringe to me. I mean, is it cringe? Is my aversion to picking a tattoo reasonable? Come at me in the comments. Here's a stupid tangent for you. Final segment. Kenway's fleet was oddly satisfying. This goes with my last remark. As I muse on whether or not to get an Assassin's Creed tattoo, I now examine the games I'm playing. I haven't picked up Final Fantasy VII Remake because I'm fully content with the many other games I'm playing on rotation. I got Doom Eternal, The Division 2, Forza Horizon 4, and Battlefield 5. Yes, I like it. Shut up. They are already seeing regular use on my Xbox, but my Switch, I recently moved the dock to a different TV because reasons. Am I playing a Nintendo game though? No. I'm playing Assassin's Creed, The Rebel Collection. It contains Black Flag, Rogue, and all the DLC that came out for those games. Black Flag is one of my personal favorites. It's also the one where you ignore being an assassin and pretty much just pirates, but also assassins are in it, I guess. Now let's get to it. There's a mini-game in AC4 called Kenway's Fleet. In this game, you manage a fleet of ships, send them on missions, and conduct sea battles to secure trade routes. Except I'm making this sound cooler than it actually is. It's basically a free-to-wait autoplay mobile game before they invented the predatory microtransactions that usually accompany it. In Sea Battle, you can select ships with stats to automatically fight other ships. Then proceed to watch a handful of boat PNG files pretend to shoot each other. It's incredibly lo-fi. When you send your ships out on a mission, it's to get you money and resources. Now these trade missions work in real time. If I send a ship to Mexico, it will be gone for 8 real-time hours. Even when I'm not playing. I send a ship out on a mission, quit, go to bed, wake up, hey, my ship is back. Yay! Today's Ubisoft would have sold you a time saver microtransaction for this feature. How sad. Coincidentally, there was a companion app for Black Flag that essentially worked as a second screen for the map along with other features. My old crappy phone could barely handle the real-time map, but it could handle Kenway's fleet. As a result, collecting my gains was the first thing I did every time I fired that game up. The companion app doesn't appear to be on the Play Store anymore, and I'm not sure if it would even work if I found the APK file for it. In the meantime, I've got about 3 more hours before my frigate, the Triunfo, makes it home. Probably butchered that. Did you enjoy this minigame? What minigames have you enjoyed? Come at me in the comments. This has been Hard Mode Gamers Digest number 1. I hope you look forward to seeing more of these, hearing more of these soon. Hard Mode Gamers, the best worst gaming site